All right, welcome back into Pure Adrenaline Sports, everybody. No 5-minute countdown this time. We are already late. Two things. Was on the phone with Mama PAS, wishing her happy Mother's Day. Her mom and my stepdad live down in North Carolina, so it was good to talk with them. So happy Mother's Day to anybody in the chat that might be a mother. I appreciate each and every one of you. We've had a bunch of people in the chat. Then two things. I went to hit the live button about 10 minutes ago, and it said error. So I've been trying for 10 minutes now to hit the live button, and it finally let us go live. So good to be here. Let's see who's in the chat. We'll say hi to some folks. Hey, Charles is here. What is up, Charles? Miss Gina is here. Oh, she made coffee then. Where's my cup? I don't see a cup of coffee here. Hey, Bud is here as well. What is up, Bud? Let me catch back up to the chat here. Charles, Gina. DK is here. What's up, DK? Whoa, thank you, Bud. Appreciate that. Stanley's here saying good afternoon. Oh, yep. StreamYard's acting weird trying to do a video myself. Yeah, I just kept hitting it kept putting up the retry button. I'm like, click, click, click. All right, but let's get into this week's power rankings, everybody. Thank you so much, everybody that comes out for these. We get a ton of people that watch the replays, so I appreciate everybody that watches the replays as well. So we'll get into it. Let me turn my volume down here. We don't need to hear me talking. So let's go. Once again, if you guys are a fan of movies, make sure you follow DK on YouTube. He does a great job. Yep, they're doing well. They are doing well. All right, here we go. Let's get into it. This week's top power rankings here. Where is it? Here we go. And coming in at number 30 this week, sorry, DK, your San Francisco Giants coming in at number 30, down 2 spots from last week. They are 15-24 on the year, 2-8 over their last 10. All over the place offensively, 12th in average, but getting people on base, but not scoring runs. 30th dead last in runs, scored dead last in stolen bases. Their pitching is decent, middle of the pack or better. There, they have one more with Pittsburgh before they go out to LA for 4, and then Sacramento for a 3-game series. Let me come back over. Where is the chat here? There we are. Yeah, they're terrible, he says. Why is it not letting me do this here? Oh, here we go. Now I have it set. Sorry, everybody. There we go. Now I can put the chat comments on the screen. Hey, y'all, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. As a Yankee fan, my prediction for the Yankees is going to be 6 since they've struggled a bit lately. So we got a bunch of spam over there on Kick already. But yeah, San Francisco. Once again, we'll recap when we get to the after we get to 21, we'll recap. When we get to down to 11, we'll recap, and then we'll recap at the end again. Everybody. So coming in at 29, our New York Mets. They are up 1 spot, 5-5 over their last 10, 15-24 as well. Offensively, horrendous. And a lot of you guys are here for our live streams. You know it. Last night they faced a guy with almost a 10 ERA. and they scored 1 run, had 3 hits. So their offense is completely atrocious. Look at their pitching. Top 10 in ERA, top 9 in runs allowed, top 10 in fewest hits, 5th in fewest home runs, and 3rd in strikeouts. So they're getting the pitching, not getting the hitting. 29th in average, 29th in runs, 28th in hits, 26th in home runs, and 23rd in stolen bases. So not putting any pressure on the defense. One more with Arizona today. We'll be live for that at 4 o'clock Eastern time. Then the Mets are finally back home. 3 with Detroit, 3 with the Yankees. So things are getting tougher because then they got to start playing Atlanta and stuff. These West Coast trips are tough as well. One more West Coast trip for the Mets at the beginning of June. And then that'll be it for West Coast late night streams. But our Mets come in at number 29 this week. Coming in at number 28, the Los Angeles Angels are down 2 spots from 26 last week. They are 15-25 on the year as well. 3-7 over their last 10. They're all over the place offensively. 22nd in average, 14th in runs, but they're hitting home runs. They're 8th in home runs. Pitching is where their issues are. 25th in ERA, 24th in runs allowed, 20th in hits. One more in Toronto before they go to Cleveland, and then they're back home next weekend for the Dodgers. So let me just come in and check in on the chat. The Mets-Yankee series should be a good one. I know the Mets are struggling offensively, but they always seem to play the Yankees tough. Yeah, that'll be next weekend. I wouldn't call it a climb when you only move 1 spot. But, hey, it is a climb, right? They're moving in the right direction. Coming in at number 27 this week, the Baltimore Orioles, down 5 spots from 22 last week. They are 2-8 over their last 10, 17-23 on the year. One more with the A's. Then they're home for 3 with the Yankees, and then they go to Washington, D.C. For 3 next weekend with the Nats. Same thing with the Orioles. Their pitching is their issue. 29th in ERA, 28th in runs allowed, 29th in hits allowed, 24th in home runs. But offensively, they're struggling. They aren't hitting for a good average, but when they do, they're scoring because they're 11th in runs, while they're 20th in hits, 15th in home runs, and they're a slow team as well. They're not going to steal many bases. So the Orioles are down 5 spots this week from number 22 to 27. Coming in at number 26, the Colorado Rockies. They are 16-24 on the year, 3-7 over their last 10. Our Mets just took 2 out of 3 from them. Colorado is hitting. They're 7th in average, 6th in hits, 12th in runs. Not hitting too many home runs. 17th there. They'll steal a ton of bases. 9th there, but their pitching is the problem as well. 27th, 27th, 28th, 29th, and 24th. So part of the problem there is pitching out there in Colorado. They have one more in Philadelphia. Then they go to Pittsburgh for 3 after an off day on Monday. And then they're back home to Arizona next weekend. Charles says winners never quit and quitters never win. Coming in at number 25 this week, the Houston Astros up 2 spots from 27, 5-5 over their last 10. Team is great offensively. Another team, but their pitching is completely atrocious. But look at their offense. 3rd in average, 7th in runs, 2nd in hits. So they have to outscore everybody. Well, you got to outscore everybody anyway, but they have to put up a ton of runs to do, because when you're 30th in ERA, almost a 5.56 ERA, yikes. One more with Cincinnati before they go home for 4 with Seattle, and then 3 with Texas. No comments coming in, so we'll keep climbing up here through the top 20. 30 through 21. Philadelphia Phillies up 5 spots there, 7-3 over the last 10. 4 games under 500 since making a managerial change. The Phillies have been climbing here, 19th, and they're getting their average up. They're starting to score some runs. Pitching still the issue there with Philly, 26th, 25th, 30th. Most strikeouts, though. One more with Colorado. Then an off day. Then they go to Boston for 3 and Pittsburgh for 3. So the Phillies up 5 spots from 29 to 24 this week. So let me check. I don't know. Maybe the message. Nope. No messages. So we'll keep climbing. Coming in at number 23, the Minnesota Twins. They are down 2 spots from 21 last week to 23 this week. One more in Cleveland before they come home to Miami and Milwaukee. Another team pitching with pitching issues. Offensively, they're fine. In the middle of the pack are better, but pitching, bottom tier, 24th, 25th, 21st, 26th. So maybe we'll see down 2 spots. So we'll keep an eye on Minnesota. Gina says, "Thank you, some good coffee." Above Mr. Oh, did I miss it? Oh, it's getting cold now. If I missed it, yep. Sorry. All right, coming in at number 22 this week, the Arizona Diamondbacks. They are down 5 spots. Number 17 last week, number 22 this week. 18-20 on the year, 3-7 over their last 10. They're struggling offensively. They only scored 2 runs yesterday, but hey, you got to outscore your opponent, and that's exactly what they did by only giving up 1 run. They're pitching. The Mets not being able to take advantage of this bad pitching. So one more with the Mets here before going to Texas for 3. Then an off day Thursday before going to Colorado for 3. Crack me up, Mr. John. Denny's here. What's up, Denny? Sorry I'm late. No worries. You're here now. You haven't missed your Pirates. Well, once we get to 21 here, we'll do a recap of 30 through 21. Coming in at number 21, the Boston Red Sox. Fitzy's Red Sox up 3 spots from last week. They were 24th. They're 17-22 in the year as well. 5-5 their last 10. Since they made a managerial change, they've climbed through the ranks a little bit here as well. Still struggling offensively, 20th in average, 27th in runs. Let's fix this. You see Tampa Bay's logo is not in the right spot there. Boom. Pitching all over the place. 13th in ERA, 8th in runs allowed, 17th in hits, 21st in home runs, and 21st in strikeouts. So let's come over. Oh, they got one more with Tampa Bay. Then they're home for Philly, and then they go to Atlanta next weekend. So let's recap 30 down to 21. And just in case anybody missed it. So San Francisco came in at 30, down 2 spots. Our Mets were up 1 spot. The Angels down 2 spots to 28. The Orioles down 5 spots to 27. The Rockies down 3 spots to 26. Houston up 2 spots to 25. Phillies up 5 spots to number 24. The Twins down 2 spots. The Diamondbacks 5 spots, and the Red Sox up 3 spots. So I expect the Phillies to keep climbing here. I expect the Red Sox to keep climbing. Wouldn't be surprised if they're not in this graphic. But let's keep climbing up through our rankings here. Coming in at number 20. I have not seen Snowman yet today. The Chicago White Sox coming in at number 20, down one spot from 19 last week, 6-4 over their last 10. Still struggling offensively, 25th in average, 26th in hits. ERA, they are 20th. So pitching, middle of the pack are a little worse. One more with Seattle before an off day, and then they are home for Kansas City for 3 and the Cubs for 3. Denny says, watch him when making lunch from my mom, fried chicken and homemade potato chips. Very nice. Happy Mother's Day to Denny's mom. All right, let's climb up. Let's get into the teens here. Coming in at number 19. The Cincinnati Reds down 9 spots. Wow, what a drop. They were number 10 last week. They fall to number 19 this week. 2-8 over their last 10. Another team not hitting. 30th in average, 26th in runs, 29th in hits. And they're not pitching too well right now either. 23rd, 25th in hits. Giving up home runs at 23rd. So the Reds, that has to be the biggest drop of the week. 9 spots. Wow. One more at home here with Houston before an off day tomorrow, but then they're still at home for 3 with Washington. And then they go on the road to face the Guardians next weekend in Cleveland. Let's go, Charles. All right, coming in at number 18. The Miami Marlins, another team that has dropped. They're down 3 spots, 15, from 15 to 18, 4-6 over their last 10. They're still hitting, though, 10th in average, 10th in hits, but starting to drop in runs. 14th there, 25th in home runs. They'll steal bags. Pitching, giving up 4.11 ERA, so middle of the pack there. Not giving up too many home runs. They're 4th. One more with Washington before they go on the road to face the Twins and Rays. It looks like the math is mathing here. Thank you. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. I don't have that screen up, so I'm not seeing the math if it's mathing or not today. Let me go over and look. Yeah, we have 14 people watching and 13 likes. Let's go. Smash them thumbs up, everybody. Charles says discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. Rodney's here. Welcome in, Rodney. Let us know who you're a team of, Rodney. And Denny, if you can, let us know where you think your Pirates are this week. And last week we had Atlanta at number 1. Does anybody think another team knocked them off this week? And we'll keep climbing here. And I'll look at your comments as they come in. Oh, I didn't put a poll up in the chat today. Up 1 spot. Here's one of those teams that was in the 30-21 range. Have climbed out of that. They're up another spot this week to number 17. 5-5 over their last 10, getting things turned around there for Toronto after their slow start. Still 3 games under 500. Danny's saying 9, maybe even 8. 9 to 8, he's saying. Let's see. We'll keep going. Bud thinks Atlanta is still on top. So yeah, Toronto 1 more at home with the Angels before Tampa Bay comes in for 3. Starting tomorrow, then an off day on Thursday, and then they're in Detroit next weekend. Detroit right now going through some injuries, so big problems there. There you go, Rodney. He says he doesn't limit himself to a fan of one team. He is a fan of baseball. Love it. So let's keep climbing here. Coming in at number 16, down 3 spots from last week's 13. The Texas Rangers, 4-6 for their last 10, 18-21 on the year. They are middle of the pack, are worst on offense, but top 10 in a lot of pitching categories. So they got to get some offense going. 23rd in average, 28th in runs, 24th in hits. But the pitching's helping them out. 7th in ERA, 6th in fewest runs, 8th in fewest hits. But they are giving up home runs, middle of the pack on strikeouts. Maybe the Cubs. Bud still thinks Atlanta. Yeah, so Texas with one more with the Cubs, 3 with Arizona, and then 3 with Houston. Rising Rhino is here. What is up, Rhino? Rhino will be live today, I believe, for the Knicks and Sixers today. On that. But guys, I know I said a basketball stream, but guys, make sure you check out Rhino for all your football needs. He's got you covered for UFL. They got the Canadian Football League getting ready to start, I believe, as well. Then he'll be live for NFL, college football. Rising Rhino, happy Mother's Day to you, buddy. Got you covered. But let's keep climbing up to number 15. Midway through our tier here, the Kansas City Royals up 10 spots, 7-3 over their last 10. They are only 2 games under 500. Batting, their average is 12th. Still not scoring runs, or 21st there. 14th in hits, 17th in home runs. Middle of the pack, or worse, pitching. 18th in ERA, 17th in runs. One more with Detroit before a day off tomorrow. Then they go to the South Side to face the White Sox and St. Louis for the weekend series. I want to see the PAS Fitzy Birdwatcher JJ baseball show collab. Yeah, just not working out. I don't think. Rhino, I don't know. I haven't talked to the other guys really. No, I know being Mother's Day, I haven't seen Dr. Goulet yet. He's usually here for this stream. But let's keep climbing towards that top 10 here. Coming in at number 14, the Washington Nationals. Another guy, we haven't seen District Nation yet today either. They're up 6 spots from 20 last week to 14 this week. 6-4 over their last 10. Another team, only teams under 500. They're hitting really well. 11th in average, 2nd in runs scored, 9th in hits, but they're not pitching. Once again, another team not pitching very well. 28th in ERA, 29th in runs, 27th in hits, so bottom tier there. One more with Miami before an off day tomorrow, and they go on the road to Cincinnati, and then they're home next weekend for Baltimore. Things look better. Ideas sound better than actually work out. So thank you, Charles. All right, let's keep climbing towards number 10 here. Coming in at number 13, the Detroit Tigers, down 2 spots. This is a team, just because of all the injuries, this is a team I expect that's going to keep dropping. They're 3-7 over their last 10, 18-22 on the season. Offensively, middle of the pack. Pitching, starting to tumble there a little bit without Scooble. One more with Kansas City. Then the Mets come in they go to the Mets actually starting on Tuesday. But then Detroit is back home for Toronto next weekend. down 2 spots from 11 last week. Coming in at number 12, the Seattle Mariners up 2 spots, 5-5 over their last 10, up to 12 from 14. Not hitting, 26th in average, 21st in runs, 23rd in hits. They are hitting home runs, though. If you look, pitching getting great help from their pitching, 8th in ERA, 7th in fewest hits, or fewest runs, but 24th in hits. So they're giving up a ton of hits, but not giving up a ton of runs. So whose rankings are we looking at? Rodney, I created a formula to come up with my own rank. These are my own personal rankings off of formulas. I factor in games played, opponents faced, run differential, and there's one more thing I factor in. And strength of schedule of opponents already faced. I factor those into my formula and come up with a number. So coming in at number 11 this week, the Cleveland Guardians up 1 spot from last week. They are one game over 500 right now. Struggling offensively, 27th in average. But when they are getting on base, they're scoring. They're middle of the pack in runs. Pitching, all over the place, 11th in ERA, 15th in runs, 18th in hits, giving up a ton of home runs, but also striking out a ton of people. One more with Minnesota before the Angels come in. I almost said Guardians. Guardians will be facing the Guardians. 3 at home with the Angels before they have a day off on Thursday, and then they're still home for Cincinnati next weekend. So let's regroup 11 through 20. 11 through 20, in case you missed it. So the White Sox came in at number 20. The Cincinnati Reds down 9 spots at number 19. The Marlins down 3 spots at 18. Toronto up 1 spot. Texas down 3 spots. The Royals up 10 spots. Nats up 6 spots. There's District Nation. What's up, buddy? Nats up 6 spots. Detroit down 2 spots. I'd be surprised if Detroit doesn't fall again. Be closer to 20 next week. Seattle up 2 spots to number 11. And the Guardians up 1 spot to number 11. So let's come back over. The streams on the bottom. That's what we'll be live for. One more with Arizona today. Off day tomorrow. Make sure you have notifications turned on. Might do a stream later. But yeah, no Mets. So that's why. And the Flyers were eliminated last night. So we'll see if we come up with something for tomorrow. But then the Mets are back home for Detroit and the Yankees, starting on Tuesday with Detroit. But let's come over and let's start climbing through that number 1 team. Coming in at number 10. I still call them Oakland until they officially move to Vegas. Coming in at number 10, up 6 spots. 6-4 over their last 10, 21-18 on the year. One more with Baltimore today before they go home on Tuesday for the Cardinals and Giants. They are 8th in average, 12th in runs, 7th in hits, 13th in home runs. But pitching is their issue, bottom half in every category there. 21st in ERA, 19th in hits, 21st in hits allowed. Let's come over and look, make sure I'm not missing anything in the chat. You guys saying hi to District Nation as he comes in. District Nation, you got anything going today? All right, let's keep climbing up through the top 10. We've had Denny say his Pirates would either be 9 or 8. And Charles says the Cubs could be number 1, and Bud thinks Atlanta could still be number 1. Let's see what your guys' predictions are. Put your predictions in the chat for number 1, and we'll keep climbing up to that number 1 spot here. Coming in at number 9, the San Diego Padres. They have dropped 2 spots from 7 last week, 4-6 over their last 10. They're still 23-16 on the year. 28th in average, 19th in runs scored, 30th in hits, but hitting home runs, or 20th in home runs, 7th in stolen bases, pitching all over the place as well, 17th in ERA, but 9th in fewest runs allowed, 11th in hits, 5th in fewest home runs allowed, and 12th in strikeouts. One more with St. Louis before an off day and a 3-game trip in Milwaukee, and then they're in Seattle next weekend for that one. Coming in at number 8. The St. Louis Cardinals, up 1 spot from 9 last week to 8 this week, 7-3 over their last 10. Still a team I did not expect to be this good. I know still only 39 games in, so about almost a quarter of the way through the season. But right now they're number 8, 17th in average, 10th in runs, 18th in hits. Middle of the pack or worse in pitching, but they're getting the job done there with that 23-16 record. 19th in ERA, 19th in runs, 23rd in hits. Not striking out a lot of batters dead last there. But one more in San Diego before they go to Sacramento for 3. And they're back home for Kansas City next weekend. Rodney says Cardinals have been impressive. Yes, they have. Coming in at number 7 this week, the Pittsburgh Pirates, up 1 spot, 6-4 over their last 10, 22-18 on the year. Batting .251 season. They are 6th in runs scored, 4th in hits, 15th in home runs, and 7th in stolen bases. The pitching getting a lot of help from their pitching, 6th in ERA, 12th in runs, 6th in hits allowed, 2nd in home run, fewest home runs allowed, 4th in most strikeouts. One more in San Francisco before coming home for Colorado for 3 and Philadelphia for 3. All right, nothing going on in the chat. Let's keep climbing up to number 6 here. The Tampa Bay Rays, 8-2 over their last 10. They're 12 games above 500 on the year. A team that I did not expect to be. I thought Tampa Bay was the worst team in the American League East, and they're proving that wrong. 25-13 on the year. No movement from 6 last week. Still at 6 this week. 5th in average, 19th in runs scored, 11th in hits. Getting help from their pitching. 5th in ERA, 5th in fewest runs, 4th in fewest hits. Not striking out a lot of people, but they're getting the outs. One more with Boston, then 3 in Toronto, an off day on Thursday before going back home to face Miami. In my opinion, the Pirates may be a bit high. No, the Pirates are not high. Pirates should be higher than where they are. Said your prediction was off. Oh, I didn't write your prediction down. I forget what you said. Oh, let's go to number 5 here. The Milwaukee Brewers. No movement from last week. They're 21-16 on the year. 7-3 over their last 10. They have one more with the before they're home now. San Diego comes in for home. That's weird that they have an off day. They're home for the Yankees. They have an off day, but then they're still home. That's kind of weird. Then they go to Minnesota next weekend for a 3-game stretch. Yeah, Rodney agrees. Tampa Bay well ahead of where I expected them to be. Yep. Coming in at number 4, the Chicago Cubs, 9-1 over their last 10, 14 games over 500. One more with Texas before going to Atlanta for 3, and then they go to the south side of Chicago for 3. They're top 5 in average, runs scored, hits, 6 in home runs, top 10 in pitching in ERA, fewest runs and fewest hits. So the Cubs, no movement, still sitting at number 4. Coming in at number 3 this week, the Los Angeles Dodgers, no movement as well. Still 9 games above 500, 4-6 over their last 10. Top 5 in a lot of offensive categories, average, 5th in runs scored, 3rd in hits, 3rd in home runs. Great pitching, 2nd in ERA, 1st in fewest runs, 1st in fewest hits. One more with Atlanta, then San Francisco for 4, and then they go to LA for 3 with the Angels. District says, I think the Cubs fall next Sunday after playing the Braves. Coming in at number 2 this week, the Yankees are still at number 2, 26-14 on the year. This is a team, they've been struggling a little bit as of late, so they could drop maybe a little bit next week, but we'll see. One more with Milwaukee before they go to Baltimore for 3. Then an off day, and then they're the Mets in Citi Field for 3. But the Yankees 16th in average, 14th in runs, 15th in hits, 1st in home runs. Oh, the Yankees stealing some bases, 5th there. 1st in team ERA, 2nd in fewest runs, 5th in fewest hits, 3rd in fewest home runs, and 11th in strikeouts. So coming in at number 1 again this week, the Atlanta Braves, 6-4 over their last 10, 14 games above 500. 1st in average, 1st in runs scored, 1st in hits, 2nd in home runs. On offense, pitching, 2nd in ERA, 4th in fewest runs, 3rd in fewest hits, 8th in most strikeouts. One more with the Dodgers. Then they go back home for the Cubs and Red Sox. Rodney says, I cannot argue with this list. Charles says, to acquire knowledge, one must learn, and to acquire wisdom, one must observe. So let's come over and recap the top 10 here. This week's top 10. He's at number 10. The Padres at 9. Cardinals at 8. Pirates at 7. Tampa Bay. The top 6 did not move from last week. Tampa Bay still at 6. Milwaukee at 5. The Cubs at 4. The Dodgers at 3. The Yankees at 2. And the Braves at number 1. So that is this week's MLB Power Rankings. Thank you once again, everybody. I know a lot of you were here before we started the stream. I was about 20 minutes late starting. So we appreciate everybody hanging out and waiting. Yep, we'll be live at 4 o'clock for the Mets and I almost said Pirates. It's not the Pirates. It's Mets and Diamondbacks. So great stuff, everybody. Once again, we do these. Well, thank you, Miss Gina, for the kind words. I don't think that about myself, but thank you for the kind words. Yes, we will be live for 4 o'clock for another stream. So we're going to grab some lunch. Is anybody streaming right now? Have any of our guys gone live yet? So we could be direct. I don't think so. I didn't get any notifications, but let's look. Let's look at a redirect here. Dr. Delay, everybody's coming up, so no. So I will redirect to our Arizona stream. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you are subscribed. Hit the alert bell there so you know when we do go live. If not, make sure you hit the thumbs up on the redirect, and we will see everybody at 4 o'clock for the next one. This is the type of stream I enjoy. All right, Rodney, sounds good. And our in-game live streams are this way too. I take care of the chat. I try to. Depending, sometimes we get up to very, very rare do we ever get up to 400 or 500 people, but usually over between 100, 200 people watching. I try to keep up with the stream as best as possible. With the chat, I should say. So, all right, everybody. Once again, thank you all so much, and we'll see you at 4 o'clock for the Mets and Diamondbacks.